Today, we are going to build this. This is a fuse set I purchased back in 2014. This is an original release from 2014. This is 60056 tow truck. But this, as I can tell, is one of the biggest tow trucks that has been put into Lego City. The important thing about this set is that this one tow truck set has one unique minifigure that is only to this set. So it was only produced this 1 year, and it was only for this set. So we're going to put it together. I had put it together before. I've taken it apart, put it in this bag for transportation and moving. But I really like the set, and my son picked this one, so we're going to do this one today. Unfortunately, we have no box. So we have just the bag, which is fine. But I'll go look at what's in it. So this set is 277 pieces. So obviously if I had the box, there would be a box, but there are 2 manuals for this set, and we're going to do both of them. Obviously we can't split the bags because there are no bags, but we're going to do what we can. So let's split up the pieces like we usually do and toss this thing together. Now, as people have pointed out to me before, I am one of those people who separates the pieces by color, because I've been doing this since I was 5. And you know, the best part about building Lego is that you can pretend you're still a kid. Cool. So this set is, like I said, from 2014. It is designed by Pierre Mortenden. And I have to say, a lot of the sets from back then, and some of the newer ones he has designed, I'm really enjoying. I've been tagging him in my my Instagram feed. So if you like checking out more builds from him, you can check out his work. He has a tag on Brickset you can go and check out. And this is going to be a quick build today because I have a lot of these smaller sets I got to put together. I am planning on some bigger stuff coming in with Cyril hopefully soon. Life has just been crazy. Also have some alterations to the previous set that we built last time, which was the garbage truck. I do have a couple alterations I'm doing to that. I need to order a couple pieces just because I don't have all the ones I want for the alteration. But once I have those, I'm going to do a quick little, probably a Instagram reel video just to show the changes I made and take some pictures. Because I'm somewhat all about realism for this stuff, but makes it more fun. And because my son picked out the last one, he has been enjoying playing with that when we have some free time. Alright, so, as stated already, This is the one unique minifig for this set. Only made in 2014 and only made for this set. So he's got a nice pair of suspenders on the front and nothing on the back. Completely blank. And this is out where they took the original hat they were doing, started doing bends to the lips, which was cool. But yeah, pretty simple for 1 year and for one set. Cool. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah, this originally came in the bag with 2 bags. So originally with one bag was the bottom and bag number 2 was the top. I do though, I think I've said this before, I do like that the minifigure trucks now come with like a cup for the guy inside the truck and room to put his cup down in the truck. I'm also working on setting up these videos so that we have the short one where we put the whole thing together, and then one I'm going to call a Build With Me video, which we're going to put on our YouTube channel. And if you wanted to build the truck with us, you could in the future if you bought the set. Or, you know, you have a kid that wants to build the set along with somebody if you're too busy. I was thinking the other day, though, about when I was younger and I was putting my own vehicles together because that was the situation when I was younger. Like what I used for subframe, like this kind of stuff. Like this subframe, the designers of this stuff, like do they get just pick random colors that they want? Because they're going to be hidden by most of the vehicle anyway. And for my subframes, I think I used more thicker bricks because they were thicker trucks. But like if you look at some of the other bigger sets, like the treehouse that I have, when I did that original video, a lot of the internals of the treehouse, the colors were like all over the place because you weren't seeing it. But I can't remember when I was younger if I actually did that or I just made them all the same, even though you couldn't see it. Like already off the bat, look at the size of this subframe. It's enormous. Like typically at least back in the 90s when you had the 4-stud vehicles, it would probably go about this far, maybe a little farther. But this is huge for a single vehicle, which is insane. Which is why I like this set. It's kind of breaking all the rules. Stickers still look pretty good. It's a good thing they made this record too, because a lot of the 6-stud vehicles, a lot of the 4-studs, you didn't think they'd be heavy enough to pull some of this stuff. I think there's even the one from, I think, the late 90s, the red tow truck. Can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Even though it was 6 wide in the back and 4 in the front, I don't think with some of the newer 6-stud vehicles, it would be heavy enough to tow some of the new stuff. It would just tip backwards and that would be it. I am liking the fact that the colors are blue and orange, though. I have two truck repair sets to put together, like repair garages. One is 6393, which is the big rig repair one, and shoot, what is the other one? I can't remember the name of the other one, but this the color scheme will go well. That one also has the other one I have, the newer one has a big rig rigger like this. I don't know if it's as big, but it would go well with the set together. So now the one issue I do have with these new 6-stud vehicles is that when you have things carrying along the side or even the fender flares, it turns your 6-stud into an 8-stud, which is kind of ridiculous. But even some of the 8-stud vehicles, they're like, even when they have things flaring out the sides like this, like flares or stuff that holds tools, I think 10's a little too much. At that point, you're making the minifigure smaller in scale than you would for the actual vehicle, and it would be a little overwhelming. Alright, we're halfway across the subframe. So far, so good. Now we gotta put the boom hole together. Here's the bottoms of our pneumatics in flat silver is the specific color. You can tell the difference between the gray and the flat silver. Alright, we're going to stick it right in here best we can. Cool. See if I can focus that up a little bit for you. There we go. Now they can see what we're doing a little better. Alright. Work our way up the sides here. It still feels weird holding it so far back. It's being one long vehicle. Put some gas cans together. There's some fuel cans for the side. And we put these clips on the side like this for side steps. which is pretty awesome. We'll stand it on the side like that. And we'll set one up on the other side as well. Looks like I'm missing one. Oh my gosh, I'm actually missing one. Alright, well, we'll keep going here. Find the missing one later. Not in the bag. Alright. We got the cab floor set up here. Oh. There we go. And we'll start working on the hinge for the boom. And we need some things, clips on the side for the tools. And we're going to need some doors. There we go. Got some doors. And this is another great feature of the fact why these 6-wide vehicles are great. So we have room in the cockpit or the cab for a table for our cups and steering wheel. So he sits on the left. At least in US he sits on the left. So you can have another person sitting here facing this way, but still you can fit 2 people in the cab, which is awesome. I do think that this section here where the engine goes, I think they're, at least back in 2014, they could have been like put some more view in it for the engine so it to flip up like this so you can work on it. The newer Lego transportation or 18-wheeler from 2024 has the, 2025 does have that option, which is awesome. I'm glad that they thought of that. And then we'll put some corners on our cab. Boom. And that's it with book 1. That's the whole thing for book 1. Pretty neat. Still crazy how long this thing is. Alright, let's finish it up on book 2. So obviously we have some tools we're going to stack on the sides. Clean up, one to fix the truck and one to clean up broken glass. And we'll get our side arms on for rear view mirrors eventually. And then we'll put our cab cover on for our nose. For our hood. There we go. We'll start building up the back of the cab. We'll add some extra clips on here. And our windshield. There we go. You know what? We got some room. I'm going to put the guy with his cup in the cab. Ah, look at that. Fits so well. And like I said, there's plenty of room in here for another guy to sit right there facing the driver. Alright, so we got our poles to hold onto as you're getting into the truck, because this is a tall truck. Just like that. And then we need our rear view mirrors. Oh, wait a minute. Upside down. There we go. Yeah, I like the look of this. It makes it starting to look like a Kenworth or a Western Star. Alright, start finishing up the back of the cab here. And finally, be able to use our boom. Now, like I said, because this is a used set, some of the pieces are already connected like this rope. That's okay. Just gotta make sure I don't use the parts with the stickers, but the parts with the stickers that are on are not needed. Alright. Snap in our anchor points. And we'll put it right on the back of the truck. Bam. Alright, now we need to set up our pneumatics here. So we're going to feed our pneumatic into the pipe like this. We're going to make one more. Put that on upside down. We'll feed this one here. There we go. Then we're going to click it into the boom. 1, 2. And this is awesome because you can see the pneumatics go up and down as the boom raises and lowers. And it's really stiff. Like, it's pretty darn stiff. So another reason this is designed very well is to hold that stiffness in. But we're going to put in our exhaust pipes, stacks, and then we'll put our sides to the truck on. There it is, 24/7 service, right on the back. And we'll start locking down the boom so it doesn't move around as we lift, raise it, and lower it. These wedges will help hold it down. Now round out the top. Now let's test it out now that it's locked down pretty darn good. Look at that, hardly any movement. Awesome. Alright, so let's wind up. Wind up the tow cable here. And as I said, this design is pretty great because it's got a winder in it. With a sprocket. Cool. So now we can wind it in. This is going to go on the back of the truck. Right here. All right. We got the hook on the back. Cool. Wound all the way in. All right. So now we can do some style points here. We can put our service designs on and our wings. And our light bar. Now I'm going to tell you this, I am going to be changing this light bar around. I don't like the orange. Should be yellow. The orange is more of like a running light. Plus I think there should also be more running lights along the side. Because this is a long vehicle. But I do like the antenna touches. And we'll get our roof together with our air horns. Another great use of binoculars. I like the idea of using them as air horns. It's a great idea. There we go. And let's put some wheels on it. Now, back in 2014, they were making some of the new truck wheels like they are now. So these wheels are the typical standard truck size wheels. And to be honest, I really like the truck size wheels. Alright, so now we're going to add the back hinge here. This is for the underarm to lift up under the larger vehicles. So first we need to swivel. There we go. It's a very short piece to be using as the extender for the boom. I think I might also get a longer one because this boom can go so far. Like even the channel on the inside goes all the way in. So I might grab another one, another longer one. Alright. And we snap this on the hinge. Now we can lift under trucks. That's so cool. And I can demonstrate that in a minute. Because the only thing we have left to do now is the front bumper. So like I said, this is very modeled after like a Western Star or an International. I do like the fact that they add the turn signals though. Front and back. And we'll poke that right on the front. Bam. And here we are. 60056 tow truck. Fully built with extension tow cable and slight boom, not too much. Might probably get a longer boom with 2 books.